Hello guys, in today's episode we're going to be 3D modeling a Blender gun. In today's episode I'm going to be modeling let's do a shotgun. So I'm just going to go on the web and type in shotgun side view. Just type in like a shotgun side view, go to images and grab an image off. I'm going to go with you guys can't see it, but I'm looking for one. I have a nice one right here. Let's do this one. This looks like a good shotgun. Alright, I'm gonna drag it to the desktop and drag it inside the Blender Now you won't be able to see it, but press N, scroll down until you see background images. Click that little button there that opens it and click, instead of all views, front view. And now just press 1 and 5. I'm gonna delete the lamp and the cube. Alright, so this is our shotgun. Now, I'm actually going to be using the shotgun for a game, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete this cube. And this is going to be more of a low poly kind of style, but it doesn't have to be low poly. And I'm going to spawn in this cylinder. And I'm going to change this to like 16. That looks good. Alright, so I'm going to rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees. So it's pointing that way. I'm gonna align it with the tip of the shotgun with size. I'm gonna zoom in. That looks about right. Yeah. So you're gonna press tab to go into edit mode. And just grab an edge or something, or press A to deselect and A to select again, but I'm going to have everything deselected. So now I'm going to go press Z to go into wireframe mode, B to box select, and select all these vertices, and extrude them by pressing E and dragging out, and then just kind of sizing it to the gun. Just kind of going around, making it a little bigger here and there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think that looks pretty good for my gun. I'm not trying to make this perfect or anything. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of the bottom here, bring it up so it looks a little nicer. Yeah, if I press Z, you can see it. And I think that looks pretty good. We'll do some more detail later. Maybe I'll bring this guy a little up, and this guy a little up like that. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer. Alright, so I'm gonna go over to here, and I'm gonna box select all these side vertices. Yep, and then just extrude them to here. And then just extrude them. I'm not going to worry about these. You can go in and do all this detail, but I'm just going over the base. And I'm just going to go back all the way to the back here. That's what we have so far. That's going to be our barrel. And I am making this for Unity, but you can do this for Roblox. If you do it for Roblox, you'll have to export all these in a bunch of different ways, like export every single thing, like the barrel as one object, or the handle as one object, and export everything so you could color everything. But right now, I'm just gonna make this for Unity, but I'm gonna make these in different parts. And like, I'm going to now press tab to go into object mode, do Shift C to set your cursor to the origin, go to create, cube, to spawn in a cube, and I'm going to have this cube go start back here for the handle. I mean the stalk. So I'm just gonna zoom in, go up a little bit, press tab, and start it right up at the corner here. Press Z to go into wireframe. Now I'm going to add a loop cut by pressing Ctrl R, and that adds a loop cut, and you can have it in all sides, but I'm gonna have it on this side and bring it up a little bit. And I'm gonna add another one just like right there. Kinda like right there. So I'm gonna box select this guy and make him go in, and I'm going to add another loop cut, guys, here, and make this piece of the stalk go in, and I'm going to extrude him down a little bit, kind of like till there, and then extrude him till there, and then extrude him once more so I don't have to keep adding loop cuts. I'm gonna make these go out a little bit, and this guy go in, and I'm going to bring up this vertices and those vertices to about there. That looks pretty good for a stalk. And of course, if you want this to be like a little like smoother, you can go to Tools and click Smooth, and makes it smooth. And since this is just a base model and you can do so much more with this, I'm not going too much into detail. You guys can figure that some of the other stuff out. I'm going to bring this, whoops, I forgot to go into wireframe, and bring these guys up so it looks like that. Now I'm going to grab all my vertices here and extrude them to about here. That looks like a good location. Make them go up a little bit. Grab all these guys, make this guy go up to there, those guys, and that looks about right. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good stalk. And there's another thing you can do. You can select all of it, press W, and subdivide smooth, and you can like form it to look as how you want. Just give you some extra vertices and stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to do this kind of curved part on the handle here. I'm going to make these go in a little bit, these a little down, in, and Control R, like that. Just add 2 more loop cuts or something. Now I'm going to make this guy go all the way over here, so we have this nice, this nice looking stalk. Now to do the handle, I'm just going to grab, actually, it might actually be easier if we just grab all these vertices, do S, X, 0. That's going to completely flatten them. That'll probably work better. So I'm just going to extrude them out this way and make them go down a little bit. Actually, I'm going to grab all these, move them a little back, and make this guy go down a little bit. Make him go in. Keep going down. Make him go in, down, and all this type of stuff. And just until you kind of like reach the tip. And then I'm gonna grab this guy, move him up a little bit. Make this guy go in, up, like that. And you can really do whatever you really want with this, but I'm just going to make a nice kind of handle like that. Maybe these guys can go in a little bit more like that. That's probably a better handle. Once again, I am doing this for one of my games, so just like do it like that. Make it go in. make it like this, and keep going in until you reach this area. Like that. I think that's a pretty good stock. I think it looks pretty nice. Of course you can like size this in a little bit, make it a little thinner. I'm going to save that till the end. So now I'm not going to make this a separate part, but I will make this a separate part because it will be way easier to make this area connected to this than to make this a whole different area and stuff. So press B, box select all those vertices. Whoop, we have to press Z to go into wireframe and extrude. Go up a little bit like that. That looks good. Make it go up a little bit farther. Extrude in. Extrude all the way to over here because we're going to be adding that. And then just extrude over here. And I am actually going to modify this in a second. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to probably be working on the trigger. So I'm going to add 2 loop cuts about right there. And 1 loop cut there, and 1 loop cut there. So I'm gonna grab these, extrude down to probably about there, make this go in quite a bit, make this go in a little bit like that, grab these, make them go in, just like that. And now I'm going to be going down, probably sizing them in on the x-axis, rotating them, extruding, rotating. Whoops, yep, that's correct. E, R, Y on the y-axis, just so it kinda looks nice. Extrude, X, Y, like that, and I'll show you how to connect them. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do we connect them? Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Z to go out of wireframe and go down here to edge select. Click that. I'm gonna click this edge and that edge and press F. This edge, that F, that edge, press F. All these I'm gonna press F. And select all by doing A to deselect and A to select. When it's all orange, do Control N, and that normalizes, which makes sure that the faces are sticking outwards. Now, this is pretty thick, so I'm going to do S on the y-axis, 0.5. That looks good. 0.5. That looks like a nice rifle so far. So what I'm gonna do is go into press 1, press Z to go into wireframe, box select all those. Don't worry about these because that's a separate object. That's why I made it a separate object. Gonna make this go out a little bit, probably till there. I'm modifying this. I'm not gonna have this all the way like that. And I'm actually going to be, how does that look? That looks actually pretty good so far. But I think these up top need to come back and down a little bit. Down, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to press Tab to go into Object, go out of that select mode, and click and do Shift-C to center my cursor create a cylinder, R, Y, 90, like that, and just size it down, make it fit this little area, probably about like right there would be good. And I'm actually going to click face select and click this face, go to 1, and just extrude it till there, and extrude it till here, there, size it down just by pressing S. That looks good. So now that's how it looks. And if you wanted, you can go into face select on this guy and extrude, size it down, pull it out if you want to add some detail. I'm actually going to make myself go over here, do S, size in a little bit, and extrude inside. And just keep going with my cursor until it's probably about there. That looks good. Actually, I'm gonna save that part. So let's just finish up this area. Whoop. See how this, we can go face select, bring this face a little farther in, like that. I think it looks nicer. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add a new cube, like that, size it down, go into wireframe mode, and we're gonna make this the handle type of area. So I'll do that in just 1 second. Alright, we're back, and right now we're going to size this cube down to fit about right, probably right like that. That looks pretty good. So we're gonna have the size like right there, and I'm going to grab the face, and I'm just gonna extrude. It doesn't have to be too. I'm gonna go into wireframe, grab those vertices, move it like that, move it up, back, kind of like that. Just get the base idea. You can make this really detailed, but I have to go soon, and I'm just kind of finishing up here. So if we go out of wireframe, this is kind of the base idea. You can take this, of course, a lot farther. I'd recommend going back to this area, extruding, sizing down, and sizing in a little bit. And this kind of makes that area where you would like make your shotgun shells and this type of stuff, like that area. And to finish up, I'm going to go over here to this little area. This is like a circle. Click new, and turn this down to like kind of dark. You can color this whatever you want. I'm gonna make this kind of like a dark shotgun. And I'm going to go size and grab all these, make a new material, and make these a little darker than the other one, just so it kind of stands out. You can see it updating in real time over there. That looks pretty good. And I think I might actually be going to wireframe and grabbing like all these vertices right here, like all those, and making a new material, kind of like almost like a lighter. So it kind of looks like that. And of course you can do this a lot better, but I'm in a little rush, so I'm probably actually going to remove that one guy. And assign it just this one, and do everything what I did wrong. So that looks pretty good. And just go down here to like this one next and do new, make this kind of like a gray like that, and just get the barrel, assign it a nice gray like that, assign this a nice gray like that, and then I'd recommend clicking that, go to Tools, Smooth. Tools, Smooth on all of your objects, and that just gives it a nice smoothing to it and it makes it realistic. But you don't exactly have to do that. I'm actually going to size this down a little bit, move it in, because I think that's a little too big. I think that looks pretty nice. I think that looks pretty nice for a first Blender model of a gun. We can flatten it, of course, make it nice and all this type of stuff. And what's really nice about this is that all these are separate parts. So if you go to make an animation, you can have it like the character's arm can go like, you know, that pumping action, like, and then have like a refilling over there, and like having something like you can even have it so like in Unity you can have it like all these parts become like have a rigid body or something and like fall apart if your gun like breaks or something. So it's pretty neat. Now there is one thing I forgot. I did forget a trigger, so I'm gonna quickly just freehand that in. So just size this down like that. That looks pretty good. Maybe have it go up a little bit. The trigger doesn't have to look that great, but something like that. Nice trigger like that. That looks pretty nice. I'd recommend coloring this a separate color. So like a lighter color or something. So like, and that would be better if you probably like added that as a separate part so it can actually like go back if you're gonna have like finger action and stuff. But you don't have to do that. I think that's gonna cut it for today's tutorial. This was another Blender Quickie tutorial on how to make a gun. Now, this was a pretty quick tutorial and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!